friends, and welcome back to another video. Today I am building in one of the apartments in Evergreen Harbor, so let's get right into the speed build. For the floor plan of this apartment, I laid it out very similarly to how it was originally. There's only a few ways in which you could lay out an apartment like this, because it would be ideal to have a window in at least every room, or most importantly the bedrooms. This apartment has 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, one of which is an ensuite bathroom. Also, something very annoying that I found out about this apartment in particular is that you cannot place anything on the balcony. Like, it's really weird. You can't change the flooring of it, you can't put telescope or some plant pots on it. It's literally like it's almost not part of your lot, which is really weird because I know with the apartments that come with city living, you are able to edit the balcony and even add some decorations and skill building items on it, so I'm not really sure why the game wouldn't really let me do it in this particular apartment. It is quite weird, so I'm not sure why that is. The kitchen was the whole inspiration for the color scheme of this apartment actually. As you can see, I used these very pastel green counters, which are actually from the base game I believe, and these counters were the whole inspiration for the color scheme of this apartment. Often when I build, I tend to lean to more blues and darker colors as accent colors. It's rare that I build something very bright and colorful, but as I have said in some of my previous videos, I am trying to get better at building and using all sorts of different colors and styles in my builds, so subscribe if you'd like to see more of that. I also debated adding an island counter in the kitchen, and I did for a while leave the island, until I realized that there wasn't actually a dining space in this apartment. I almost finished the entire dining, kitchen, living room setup and I was like, oh, there is no dining room. I guess you could use the island as a dining table if you really wanted to, but I think I wanted something a little bit more proper for this space, so I ended up going back and deleting the island and replacing it with a normal table and chairs. I also placed some food bowls in the kitchen as well, like pet bowls specifically. I sometimes forget that cats and dogs exist in this game. Thinking about it now, I don't think I added a cat tree or anything of that sort, yet I did place a cat litter box in one of the bedrooms because it just didn't fit in any of the bathrooms. Again, the kitchen ends up being a little bit rearranged later on when I get rid of the little island in the middle, but more on that later. Now, for the furniture in the sitting room, I used the BB Dot Show Hidden Objects cheat to show me some more of the eco lifestyle furniture that has to be crafted in-game. If you didn't know, I bought Eco Lifestyle only a couple of weeks ago, even though it's been out forever, and it's honestly been up there with some of my favorite packs to build with. I just really love the sort of furniture and decorations that come with it. I think the style of the furniture is something that I definitely can see myself using a lot, and I have been using a lot, along with some of the wall decorations like the shelves and things of that sort. I really like the ones that come in this pack. And because I have been trying something different and new, I wanted to use these bright yellow chairs. I honestly can't remember when the last time I used yellow in a build was. I just don't really use those sorts of colors, but that changes with this apartment. As you can see, I used the yellow sofa along with the fireplace from Eco Lifestyle. I kind of imagined that this is an older apartment and that fireplace is needed to keep the place warm during winter. Next to it, I placed a TV and a plant to fill in some space and also add some extra greenery. I really wanted to add some more plants to this little balcony area, however, around this point in build is when I actually realized that I can't place anything outside there. So that was pretty annoying, and I don't know if this is just like a bug or if this has been intentionally made that you cannot place anything on those little balconies, but it is really weird. However, going back to the interior, I placed a really big coffee table in the center. It's rare that I have enough space in my builds for a coffee table that is this big, so I wanted to use this opportunity to make sure that I had one, because in a couple of my previous builds, they were too small to even fit a smaller coffee table. Now, for the wall color. I first tried this white and kind of grayish blue wallpaper, also from Eco Lifestyle I believe, but it felt a little bit too boring and monotone for what I was going for with the colors. I eventually tried one of the wood wallpaper swatches and I honestly really liked the way that it looked. I played around with which walls get which wallpaper, but I eventually ended up choosing the yellow wallpaper and some of the kind of wood wallpapers, and I just did a couple walls of each. I originally pictured a photo gallery or like an art gallery of sorts, but it just didn't look right when I tried it, and I couldn't really find the right pictures to make it look how I wanted it to look. And just to finish up the dining area, I added a small geometric rug under the table, along with a little light, a little pendant light, which I thought looked really nice. Now, before we get into the kids' room, if you have made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing and liking the video, as it helps the channel so much. Now, back to the speed build. For the kids' bedroom, I went with a more orange and peach color scheme that I honestly based off of the beds I chose, but also there was this one really funky curtain swatch that I used in this room. I imagine that this room is lived in by two sisters, one of which is a child and the other is a teenager. Obviously, you can play with whatever sims you want here. I just kind of liked telling a little bit of a story with my builds. For the actual interior of this bedroom, I added these two beds, which are very similar in color, but one is more orange whereas the other is more of a peachy color. I placed one of the new wall decorations above one of the beds, and some posters from Parenthood above the other, which you will soon see. I added a more muted colored desk to this room, just to break up the very bright colors a little bit. I didn't have room for a closet or a dresser of any sorts in this room, so I added some shelves with clothes hanging from them just for some extra storage. Next to it, I added a little mirror and some school bags under the shelf. Unfortunately, only one of the sims got a nightstand, on which I placed a little plant along with some other clutter to decorate. As per usual, I tried to clutter up the space to make it look more realistic and lived in. I placed some books on a part of the bed, along with this little makeup tray that I sized down, which comes with Parenthood, I believe. I also placed a laptop on the desk, as there is no computer in the apartment, and those come in very handy for gameplay. I also placed an easel in this room, just to add some more skill building items into the apartment, and a children's violin in the corner as well. I ended up adding this white and orange rug in the center of the room, along with like a white and blue wallpaper to bring in some of the colors in the curtains as well. Master bedroom, which also has an ensuite bathroom and is very pastel and minty colored. In this room, I added this large dresser along with one of the craftable beds from Eco Lifestyle as well. I wanted this room to be very simple, with some more muted pastel colors compared to the more colorful rest of the apartment. I used this white fluffy rug from City Living, which I sized up because it is very small, and I placed it under the bed, and these cute little bedside tables as well. I struggled picking out what to put above the bed, but I ended up going with these two little gold and bronze leaves, just a simple little chair by the mirror as well. Now, in this room, I also added a cat litter box, as I tried to fit it into the bathrooms, but there just was not enough space for it. So I guess a litter box in a bedroom is probably not ideal, but it is what it is. Now for the bathroom, I ended up going very simple with it. I placed a toilet and a sink along with a shower in the corner, and I also placed a little shelf with towels over the toilet for storage. I painted the bathrooms with kind of an orange wallpaper tile to match the rest of the house, and that is it. We have come to the very end of the video. If you have come this far, please consider subscribing and give the video a like. It would truly mean so much to me if you do. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.